We are rolling.
Good morning. Welcome back to the conversation. This is Pointing Out the Obvious. This is our news and politics webcast, our daily take on what's buzzing today. I'm your host, Patrick Russell, and over there is my very opinionated producer, Veronica. Together, we're here to quip and quiver through today's headlines, searching for the real, no matter how deep in the swamp we need to go. Happy Hump Wednesday to you, Veronica. Boy, Jeff Bezos really making his boyhood dreams a reality, isn't he? So his next venture with his company, Blue Origin, they're going to be putting a strip mall in space. Yeah, a new space station is about to be constructed. It's called the Blue Reef, right? And
Fancy.
It's going to be what they call a business park. But the way I envision it, imagine a rocket trip that takes less than 2 minutes to actually get you up into orbit. Maybe the entire process of actually docking and being into the station is going to take you 15 minutes. And then once you're into this bubble, it's like a strip mall in space. You're looking at the Dunkin' Donuts, the McDonald's, the KFC, but you also have the Prada, the Forever 21. I don't know. They might not be there.
Hey,
You're
why
gonna
not?
be using Bitcoin probably, I'm sure, to pay for those spacewalks that they'll be able to take you out. I'm not quite sure exactly how many years we're talking about, but from a younger generation's perspective, can you see the potential for not only vacations, but for employment blowing up exponentially as soon as we cross this barrier of making space safe? Your thoughts?
I mean, definitely it's something that I wish I can see soon. And I'm very kind of excited to see what they kind of build in space. And I mean, it's just insane. In my lifetime, I didn't even think about going to space, but now that it comes closer to reality, it's like, hey, I might be able to go in a couple of years. Hopefully the traveling, the going to space is a lot cheaper, so we can all afford going, right?
And that's the big question. I'm thinking probably in terms of at least a decade. Let's roll back around on this question and find out exactly what the ticket price to the orbital reef will be at that point. The economy of scale is vastly improving every single month, right? And we have more private companies that are blasting things into space more often, which means better technology, better safety record, better public confidence in what we can do as a spacefaring species. Funny to say, but the reality is that tomorrow is literally tomorrow, and I think it's really exciting that the young minds of today, to include, there's a few research professors and students from Arizona State University that's playing a very big part in the construction of the orbital reef, subcontracting work, that kind of a deal. So local talent is now being used in order for a future industry, a future endeavor that we believe that as a whole on a macro level could be the answer to a lot of the unemployment from a lot of personal service industry jobs that might be going away due to automation. The answer to that could be employment in space.
Funny that you mentioned that, but obviously we're just talking out loud here, but I cannot imagine how deeply into having a plan might be, because if we're moving to space for many reasons, but one of them is basically just to avoid more pollution in Earth, right? So how are they going to build something in space where it's not the same as here on Earth, and like how we're going to be able to afford that, and then moving forward if it's going to be the same in space and here? So I mean, that's a lot of question marks that I have, and I don't think it's going to take 10 years though, because it requires a lot of money, a lot of projects, so
a lot of
probably
success.
20 years
20 years, probably more like it, when things become an economy of scale that now brings it down. Well, let me ask you this. Let's take it from a different way. All right, 20 years from now, we all agree
might be 50
that there will be enough economy and a market in space where there will be jobs in space. Would we agree on that?
I believe so, yes.
All right. The minimum wage currently in the United States hovers around $11. 20 years from now, what's the minimum wage for the average worker in space?
Gosh, depends how easy it is for us to go to space. If it takes 5 minutes and everyone can go, probably I mean, like I said, it will be...
Because here's the power of inflation in the mind of the younger generation. What do you think it's going to be the minimum wage?
So if right now it's in California, it's about $15 per set. So I'm thinking like $45.
Ooh.
20 years from now. 20 years from now.
Well, and now see, that's a very conservative way of thinking.
Oh,
because
45.
Yeah,
Depends on what areas, though.
That would be if we were able to keep the government spending, all those things that the red hatters and conservatives love to argue about, keep that government spending down so that we could keep the related inflation, the price of things down. But no, 20 years from now,
how much
in space, I'm thinking that at least probably 150.
No.
Maybe $200 an hour is the minimum wage for just the average technician in space. Hey, there's no right answer. There's no wrong answer, but there is your opinion. Guys, don't just subscribe to this channel, even though we will be doing this back and forth on a daily basis, but lend your voice to the show. It'll make it a whole lot more fun. Guys, it doesn't matter if you lean to the right. It doesn't matter if you lean to the left. As long as you're treating the person in front of you kindly, you just made the world a better place. Have a great Hump Wednesday, guys.